Hi, buddy.
Hey, it's been a couple weeks now. Things have gotten better. Some things have gotten worse. I'm learning to heal a little bit. I guess I want to thank everyone who responded to the last video. It meant a whole lot to me. That's something as small as that, but something that I put a lot of effort into, despite only taking a few hours. Got so big in terms of how big my channel is currently, which is at about 200 subscribers, which is more than I thought I'd have by this point. It means a lot to me that I'm starting to build a community that maybe cares what I have to say, and I guess that's what this video is about, or what I wanted to make it about at least. I've been catching all the Spider-Man movies in theaters the last month or so, and it's been a lot of fun. They're some of my favorite movies of all time. But it got me thinking that there's no one way to do the character of Peter, and often I'll go back and try to psychoanalyze the old comics, as simple as they were, and look at the subtext of what he was actually trying to say back then. The original idea of a kid like Peter getting powers was to show how what happens when a bully victim has the ability to become the bully. Naturally, he'll fall into that. And it's only through tragedy that he learns that the idea of a masked person can't be something to fear. And that's where the term great power, great responsibility comes from. But I think a lot of people misinterpret that line as something personal for Peter, when I think it's very much something about his community. The mantle of Spider-Man was at first something for personal gain, and he was selfish with it, which led to him learning his lesson. And so when he finds someone who actually needs help, after experiencing a tragedy like his uncle, something changes in him, you know? And Spider-Man is no longer something to fear. It's not something personal for him anymore either. It's a beacon. And being that I admire this character so much, I think it's time I start taking more notes from him. Because I'm realizing that my channel was started for pretty selfish reasons. You know, some of the comments mentioned in the last video that, like, that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need to focus on yourself to grow. As long as it's not hurting anyone and yourself, sometimes it's okay to be a little selfish, you know? But here, I was using it as my way to get my foot in the door for my future career, which is great. I'm actually doing something about what I want to do, but I wasn't thinking about any sort of community or what people could need to hear or relate to. I mean, how could I? I didn't have one. But now that I think I've started something with being honest, not only with myself, but with the internet, that I think I need to be something a little more and thus help myself. I'm still working through it. I had a really bad scare the other day. I was ready to... I didn't want to, but I was seriously considering giving up all this music stuff. And I should have clarified in the last one that, like, it's not... Many people were very kind about the video itself and saying how it's a piece of art on its own. You know, you shouldn't have to feel bad about it, your lack of creation, because this is awesome. And that, it's very kind, again, but it wasn't the issue. The issue was that I was getting so much fulfillment from filmmaking and you know, ideas about future projects I want to work on. But what started my love for creation as a whole, music, it was fading. Filmmaking comes naturally to me. And in the past 5 years, music never has. And I think for a minute I got really frustrated at that because I was tired of trying. But I realized that's not how you get anywhere, you know? But anyways, I'm kind of rambling at this point. I just wanted to thank everyone for the support. Not only on the comments, but people in my life. You know, I was expressing this issue of mine to various people. I didn't always know how to talk about it, but once I admitted it to myself, I think it was a little easier. I think for a minute, I'm gonna take a break on music. Not a break, but just stop trying to force myself for now and take some of the advice you guys gave me and just take a step back for a minute and accumulate ideas and inspiration until one day I'm ready and I get an idea and I can head to the piano and just make whatever. I'm ready to start uploading a lot with a group of friends of mine that we're planning on doing content for ourselves. We want to get somewhere finally. We're tired of not being respected by our parents and our dreams not being valid. So we're gonna make them happen, and just kind of prove everything that we're told wrong. And I couldn't have done that without that video. So as much as I thank you guys, I also thank myself, and I think I need to start doing that more. Be nicer to myself. I think for a while I got so caught up on not being egotistical that every time an opportunity to hype myself up and congratulate myself for doing something awesome, I would not put myself down, but not reward myself. And I think that created something in my head to where I would never be satisfied with something I make. I need to change. And that too is what Spider-Man's really about. Not idealizing some messiah Uncle Ben figure, holding on to that memory. It's about understanding that you made an issue and moving on from it and growing up. I think that's what this all is about. Just growing up. And I'm ready to. Thank you.